Happy Valentine's Day. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Susan, and I like to do craft projects and I like to decorate for the holidays. So if that would be something you would like to watch, don't forget to subscribe. So in today's video, it's a super easy project. We're going to be making homemade paper seed hearts so that we don't have to store them and we can just enjoy them for the holiday. So when Valentine's Day is over, you can just plant them and enjoy flowers. Such an easy, fun little project. It'd be great to do with kids. I enjoyed just doing it myself, and I look forward to planting these after Valentine's Day. So hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get started. Okay, so for this project, I'm using construction paper, some baker's twine, my craft blender, and you're going to need a bowl to put your paper and soak your paper in. And then I picked up these wildflower packets. This one is bird and butterfly mix, and this one's hummingbird mix and honeybee flower mix. Okay, so every time I look at this pack that says honeybee flower mix, all I can think about is, you like jazz? Okay, so comment down below if you know what that's from. You will also need to have your cookie cutters, little heart-shaped cookie cutters. You will need paper towels, and you will need a drying rack. And I found this one at Ross for $6.49. So we're going to start with cutting up our construction paper in the colors that we want to use and putting them in hot water and letting them soak for about an hour, and then we'll mix them up in here. So let's get started. You can use any kind of paper that you would like. I've just had this construction paper for so long that I'm trying to use up all of my craft supplies. But you could use any scraps of paper that you have. I just used what I had on hand. So you can make these without the blender. You would just have to let your paper soak, and depending on what kind of paper that you use, it could take several days before it starts to dissolve. But you can do it without the blender. I have an old blender that I now use as my craft blender, but that's a little faster way to do it. And if you're impatient like me and you want to do the project immediately, you really need a blender. And we're going to start off with 12, get them cut up in our bowl, and we'll soak. So I decided to make these paper hearts with the flower seeds in them because this year I'm trying not to buy like a whole lot of extras. I'm actually trying to get rid of as much as I can. So this way I can still decorate, and then it serves a purpose when Valentine is over and I don't have to find a place to store these. We can just plant them and enjoy all of these flowers. I'm excited about that. Finish tearing up all of this paper and we'll be right back. Now that we've torn our paper into smaller pieces, I'm going to go get some hot water and pour on top of it, and we're just going to let it soak. Okay, so I decided to separate the colors so that I could play around with it and maybe add a little bit of red or more red, or even leave out the red and just do different colors to see which one I like the best. So I'm going to do smaller batches and then just play around with the colors. Okay, so the first batch, I'm going to do all 3 colors and see how they look with just a little bit of the red. I didn't want the red to overpower it too much. And we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we'll just let this soak. I'll probably end up letting it soak for about an hour. Okay, so I poured it into the blender and now we're just gonna mix it up. I think that looks good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna scoop it out and try to let some of the water drip out of it. Don't squeeze it out completely. Get most of the water out, and then I'm going to put it into my heart-shaped cookie cutter. If you squeeze too much water out of it, then it just kind of breaks apart and you can't like mold it into your cookie cutter. So you may have to add some more water back to it if you squeeze it out too much. So I decided to grab my splatter guard screen. It worked a lot better than the spoon did, so a little tip there. Okay, so now we're going to add the flower seeds. Now we're going to smush it into our cookie cutter. And just use this to get to the point down here so I can smush it in. So it looks like this. While it is still wet, right after you press it into your cookie cutter, you can take just anything you want to use. I have a paintbrush, and then I just went ahead and poked a hole through it so that I can hang them when I'm done. Okay, so next, I'm just gonna press my heart out, and there you go. So I just think it'd be a really fun project for little kids. I had fun doing it myself because I am a big kid, but I think it'd be fun for them to get to like plant them and take care of them and water them and then just watch them grow. Okay, and so next I'm just going to transfer them to this drying rack. So depending on how thick they are, that'll determine how long your drying time is. Mine dried pretty quickly. I set them in front of a fan for a little bit, and then by the next morning they were completely dry. This is my first batch I did over here. This was with the red, white, and pink paper, and this was my second batch on this side, and this is the one that I had to add more red paper to because I didn't like the color of it. I love how they turned out with the little seeds in them. I let my paper soak for it was probably like an hour, maybe a little longer. I just went and cooked supper and then came back. So that's how long it took mine. And I just love the idea of getting to have decorations for Valentine's and then not having to store them. So we get to plant them and have flowers, which is awesome. I'm not sure what I'm using exactly to string them with. I originally had pulled this out, but I don't think that's gonna look good. So maybe this, maybe even black, or jute string, and I need to go find that. But you can use any kind of scrap paper that you would like and tie them up with any kind of ribbon that you would like. All done. I wish it was that easy. I thought it would be kind of fun to fray the ends of the string, and not gonna lie, that was a huge mess, but we'll see how that looks. If you're doing it with little kids, pipe cleaners would be really easy to push through the holes because as they dry, they do shrink a little bit, and some of the holes were kind of closed up, so it was a little harder to get the string through. So I had to push this through to kind of open my hole back up. I'm gonna go cut my branches, or have my husband cut my branches for me. We will tie all of these on there and I'll show you how it looks. So I thought I could set this next to my display, and I've had this forever, so I just decided to paint it and then add some coffee filter flowers. Just added a little extra to it. And then I found this heart garland. I may use this on my fireplace instead of with my dining room display. We'll see. So now I'm about to go hang them on the tree. So here's how I folded my napkins into roses. So just open up your napkin. And fold it over like that. And then you just fold from the folded side about that much, about 2 inches, and you'll roll it. And then you're going to leave a little bit left at the end. These will be the leaves for the rose. And then you'll start rolling from the left side. I guess it probably doesn't matter. This is just the side that I start on every time. And then you will just roll it all the way across. Okay, so it looks like this. And then you can take your tail and tuck it in like that. And you'll turn it over, pull these down. And then when you turn it over, and you might have to play with it just a little bit, and then you have your rose. I really love how it turned out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I really hope you liked the video, so if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and see you in the next video. So I decided to make these hearts paper. Why can I speak? Okay, so now that we have all of our pieces cut into... Okay, so now that we have torn our pieces into smaller... Nope. Okay, now that we have torn our paper into smaller pieces, Okay, so I poured it into the blender and we're just gonna mix this up real quick. Or not. Do I not have it plugged in? First you should plug it in.